Hey there, everybody. We are here with our afternoon edition of Big Brother 23 live feed spoilers. It feels right now like we're at a little bit of a turning point in the house in terms of who could be the target. Some preconceived notions might be going away.
Yeah, I mean, Frenchie really seemed to want to target someone who's a little more of an alpha male, and he was kind of circling around Brent, but Brent has done a pretty good job of turning some things around.
Hats off to Brent. We'll tell you a little bit about that. We'll try to make sense of whatever is going on with the slaughterhouse and or the butchers. It feels like Frenchie wants an alliance of like 18 people, and there are only 16 people in the house right now.
Yeah, he may be playing a little too hard at the beginning here, and I get it when you're a super fan, you want to go in and do everything, but he really does need to slow down.
All right, well, before we go any further into this video, why not hit that subscribe button? We're here doing Big Brother live feed updates for you guys multiple times a day. It is a very fun time of the year. It is a very crazy week given how many people are in the house.
We're also going to be covering Animal Kingdom. We have a preview up here at the channel already. It's coming up on this Sunday. We're going to have reviews up all throughout the whole season. And follow us over on Instagram, Matt and Jess TV, where you can see more pictures of us.
I think one thing I'm kind of interested to watch right now this season with Frenchie is Frenchie sort of his rationale going into the game, where I think he knows, and we've talked about this, the two of us, about how Frenchie really feels like he's the voice of Big Brother Twitter, and I think he wants to do things that make people on Twitter kind of happy.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting too, because he has said that he's not there for the followers, but at the same time, he is part of the Big Brother Twitterverse, and it feels like the moves that he's going to be making are moves that feel like what the Twitterverse would want to see watching it. He knows this group of people very well. He knows what we all kind of want to see on the BB Twitter.
Yeah.
So in making these moves, he is going to be making more allies on Twitter. So, is he there for the followers? Maybe not. Maybe a little bit.
There's a weird sort of Bachelor analogy here to some of what Frenchie is thinking, because I feel like Frenchie wants to allow people who are there for the right reasons to stay. I feel like he wants to go after people who are there just to be like Instagram influencers or whatever. Like, I think he may not admit it verbatim, but I think this was a part of why he wanted to go after Brent, because I think he sort of saw Brent as this guy who was just all about his jet-setting life and wanted to build some sort of travel brand around that, and wasn't the huge Big Brother fan that so many people in the house are.
Yeah, and then Brent went and had a talk with Frenchie where they started to kind of bond together a little bit more, and Frenchie got a bit more of an understanding of sort of Brent as just who he is and a little less of his jet-setting life, and I can win you over with a smile. And I thought he was just going to be the guy who flirts his way to the end, and he still might do that, but he's not doing that right now. Right now, he had a pretty good argument for Frenchie not to target him. And then he did the smartest thing that I could think of, which is that he threw another sort of, bro, I don't know another word to use here, but like another athletic man, Christian, under the bus. Because Brent got what Frenchie's trying to do. Yeah. So he wasn't going to be able to go up there and kind of say, hey, why don't you target Tiffany or somebody else, that it had to be an athletic man for another athletic man.
I think this conversation was pretty good for both Frenchie and Brent, because I think Frenchie, he did an interesting thing, and sort of he cast a little line out there and was like, so Brent, somebody has said your name, so I think he did enough to cultivate maybe a little bit of paranoia in Brent to sort of make him realize, okay, well, I need to do something to get the target off of me. And I think Frenchie probably wanted to see if the bros, like that side of the house with the Christians, with the Brents, with maybe if you want to throw Derek X in there or Travis, I think he probably wanted to see, like, would they actually go after each other? And lo and behold, they kind of would.
Yeah.
And so that, I think, is going to be pretty interesting to watch moving forward. I mean, granted, we're still early in the week. We haven't even seen nominations. We don't know what's happening with this wild card.
Yeah, I mean, we suspect
Yeah.
that it's being played while we're filming this video.
Yes.
If it is, we will be back later to talk about, what happened with that.
Let's try to make sense now of what's happening with the slaughterhouse, which, okay, here's the thing with this. I am slightly worried that Frenchie is slowly turning into Devin with the bomb squad, and I have said personally those first few weeks of Big Brother 16 with Devin are peak Big Brother live feeds. It will never get better.
Yeah, he's starting to tell other people about the slaughterhouse. I mean,
Yeah.
this was even just, the slaughterhouse was just kind of a possible group of, people coming together. It hasn't been that long that they have been saying that they're working together before. Frenchie is telling people he is playing too hard, too fast, too loose. It's too much. He really is like that ultimate Big Brother fan that finally gets into the house and is like, I want to do everything. I want to have 12 alliances. I want to make friends with everyone. I want to win HOH. I got to play a veto. I got to backdoor somebody. I got to do it all kind of thing. And then they get eliminated themselves very quickly.
I wouldn't be shocked if Frenchie is gone week 3. It's like he could either be a Devin in this situation, or I don't know if he can be miraculous and end up like Tyler on Big Brother 20. I remember us having these sort of fears with Tyler, that Tyler was making like 800 alliances and he kind of found a way to make it work. I don't know if Frenchie's capable of that.
He found a way to make it work, but as he's admitted, it, bit him in the you-know-what in the end, that there was just too many people that really relied on him and thought that they were with him, and then he just had to cut people at the end.
It's like, now, Frenchie has told people like Whitney, Xavier, Kylan a little bit about this slaughterhouse. None of these 3 were the ones that were sort of suggested or floated the last time we did a video.
Yeah, it's not good, Frenchie. You need to slow it down.
He's also, because who doesn't love an alliance within an alliance? So we've got the slaughterhouse. Imagine it. It's a really big building.
And then we've got the butchers, who are the inner circle.
And so, who could be the butchers? I mean, he's already said the word verbatim butchers to the likes of Whitney and Xavier. So, if other people start running around talking about the butchers and they end up hearing about it, that could really bite him in the butt. I don't know if he's going to do, like, remember what Memphis did last year where he had, like, 2 different alliances with the same name?
It was kind of smart and kind of crazy.
The wise guys.
Yeah, I mean, everybody talks in this house, and he should know that. Like, Frenchie should know that. He's a fan. So he's going to get found out. Too many people talk. They want to, you can use this information to build other alliances out of it and other close friendships out of it. So too many people in this alliance and too many people outside of this alliance know about this alliance. It's like half the house.
It feels to me like kind of the only people at this point who either aren't in the slaughterhouse or like aren't tangentially tied to the slaughterhouse are really just like those guys like Travis and Derek X and Christian.
Yep.
And maybe those are all going to be the people on the block, but here it's time to visit Kylan. Let's go into Kylan's corner for a moment. I don't know if this is going to be an ongoing segment or not.
Yeah.
We love Kylan.
Yeah, we do. He's really great. He's just very well-rounded, and he could be considered one of the more sort of like the athletic guys, hanging out with the athletic guys, but there's just so much about him that just makes him really well-rounded. I think he's gonna do well.
I love he had this conversation with Frenchie a little bit earlier. It just felt like the two were schmoozing each other up like nobody's business, being like, I feel like you're just like me. I feel like we would get along in the real world. I feel like we would be sort of like this. We can go together till the end. It's like they really kind of played it on thick to one another. And, Kylan was willing to talk a little bit about some people he's had conversations with. Frenchie reciprocated a little bit.
Yeah, he talked a little bit about Derek X being close to Travis and Brent.
Yeah, and so I feel like that should show Frenchie, okay, Kylan is willing to give me a little bit of information.
Yeah.
I think maybe Kylan is going to be worthy of being one of the butchers.
It's possible. It's possible. I mean, it also just depends on who wins next week. I mean, I think this could all easily and quickly unravel for Frenchie next week.
It really, really could.
Now I'm starting to think he should have just rolled those dice, because he, I think, is going to need the safety.
Yeah, I think he probably does now. Even this morning when we did the video, I didn't know he was going to play this hard today to try to get all these, because these people will eventually talk as you get later and later on. The only thing he has to hope for is that some other people will just make complete you-know-whats out of themselves and paint a bigger target.
Yeah, and I mean, if he is going to be targeting any of the more athletic guys in the house, he's going to be painting a target on himself right away, which is why a lot of times people are nervous to target people who are more athletic right away, where I'd always said if I was in the house, that's what I would do right away, because I'm going to be unable to beat them throughout the game. I am just not athletic. I live on potato chips and tacos. It is just not the way that I'm going to be able to win the game. So if I can't win comps, then the people that can win comps need to go.
Sitting in jury for 7 weeks just doesn't sound that much fun.
Unless there's potato chips and tacos.
Okay, you can buy a lot of potato chips and tacos if you just win the game, and you gotta play to win the game. Who cares about getting in jury?
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll be back later to discuss this wild card competition. Somebody supposedly will be safe. There might be a punishment. I don't know. We'll see how it works.
Yeah, we'll see how it works. They've given us a little bit of details, but, not too much yet.
Yeah, but so be sure to hit that subscribe button and check out our coverage of Animal Kingdom. We have a preview up for Season 5 that's coming up this Sunday. So check that out. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you here next time.